If you're using any form of social media, you've probably seen it before. People complaining online. You might have even done so yourself. But what exactly happens when unhappy customers strike back on the internet? A couple of years ago, guitarist Dave Carroll took his very expensive guitar with him on a United Airlines flight. Upon arrival, he discovered United Airlines had damaged it. After 9 months of running through the entire customer service, the airline finally decided not to offer him any compensation. Frustrated, Dave wrote a song about his bad experience and uploaded it to YouTube. The song United Breaks Guitars quickly amassed millions of views. This resulted in a tremendous PR problem for United Airlines. Unhappy customers often head to social media to vent their anger after an unpleasant experience with a certain company. These complaints can escalate, go viral, and become a large threat to companies. How should companies deal with this growing phenomenon? Following matrix maps the internet complaining process. Why do customers complain? How long will they keep on complaining for? How should companies respond? And finally, can companies prevent online complaining? Quadrant 1 and 2 illustrate what happens before the complaint is placed. 3 and 4 happen after complaining. The left side of the matrix helps us understand online complaining, whilst the right side gives us insight on how to manage these complaints. These 4 quadrants form a chronological cycle. Why do dissatisfied customers complain online? There are 2 main incentives involved: the so-called double deviation and a sense of betrayal. Double deviation is the root cause of 96% of online complaints. It starts with a product or service not performing as it should, for example, luggage being damaged by the airline. Customers will then contact the company to try and resolve the issue, but discover that it doesn't really seem to care. This causes them to feel betrayed. Isn't a company obligated to help them resolve a difficulty the company itself caused? Unlike dissatisfaction, betrayal causes anger and motivates the customer to take revenge. How long will the customer's grudge last? There are 2 types of grudge holding: avoidance, caused by dissatisfaction, and revenge, caused by anger and betrayal. When the company doesn't take action after receiving an online complaint, the desire for revenge is high, but tends to fade over time, although it never really disappears. The diminishing wish for revenge is replaced by a wish to avoid the company and take business elsewhere. If the company offers a solution within 4 weeks after the complaint, the customer is unlikely to feel revengeful. However, they won't be returning with their business. Finding a solution later than 4 weeks has no effect whatsoever. Every company has casual customers and best customers. Casual customers only make sporadic purchases and don't have a strong emotional tie. Best customers are loyal customers with returning business who feel a strong emotional connection with the company. Casual customers are more likely to be simply dissatisfied. They will feel less revengeful and will only try to avoid the company. Best customers will feel betrayed and are thus more likely to take online action. The 3rd quadrant tells us how to respond. The company response is dictated by 3 incentives, the first of which is the customer type. Best customers tend to care more about the effort the company puts into resolving an issue rather than monetary value as a casual customer does. However, it is still important not to give best customers too much power, which could cause them to feel indispensable. Similarly, being too eager with monetary compensation could encourage customers to complain online. The other 2 factors that determine the response are timing and content. Some companies have employees who will search the internet for complaints so they can be addressed immediately. As we mentioned before, finding a solution within 4 weeks is essential. Customers attach great importance to why the company failed, and explaining why it failed is necessary. If the company failed due to greed, the customer will keep on feeling betrayed and revengeful because greed is seen as a negative motive. Instead, try spinning the negative reason into a positive one. For example, an airplane has been delayed due to overbooking. As this is clearly a negative inducement which you should avoid mentioning in the apology, it could very much be the case that the airline was so concerned about passenger safety, they decided to delay the flight to look deeper into a mechanical issue. How do you prevent these online complaints? Companies need to implement an in-house complaining system which uses triage to prioritize complaints. Just like the medical emergency responders, they need a system that determines which cases need to be treated immediately. Sometimes customers will tolerate service failures. Research shows that as long as the decision-making process that led to the negative outcome was fair, some customers show a far lower sense of betrayal. Although this explanation sheds more light on how to handle online complaining, it also raises some questions. How can companies better follow up customers in order to prevent online complaining and encourage in-house complaining? How does a company set up an efficient triage system? And how many resources should the company invest in this type of customer service?